Hello world from LIW News, I'm Miguel Brambila, welcoming you back to the 2016 Stereotype presidential debate. Here to answer the burning questions, we have Democratic Senator Blue and Republican Governor Red. One of these men will rule over you for the next 4 years. So let's get to know them a little bit better. Starting with Governor Red, how do you see women in the workplace?
Well, I'm a reasonable man, so I'll work with any broad as long as I'm working in a kitchen or, say, buying sex.
Wow.
Crude. Instead of women, can you say non-men? And instead of workplace, creation station?
I'm not calling it that.
At any rate, I love a diversified creation station.
While we're on this subject, in terms of women's rights, how do you feel about a woman facing an unwanted pregnancy?
Well, human life doesn't begin until birth, so it's up to the non-man to terminate anything non-living inside of it. Oh, you son of a bitch! That child has just as much right of his lives as you do. Killing that child means it'll never grow up to be a soldier to die courageously in a war.
How noble. Speaking of war, how would you address the growing tension in the Middle East?
We should be sending them fruit baskets instead of bombs, because we're only creating more terrorists.
Wonderful. Lots of Americans are upset with the abuse in the welfare system and would like applicants to be drug tested before being approved. What are your thoughts?
None of this would matter if we legalized marijuana in the first place, but at any rate, who are we to take food away from those kids just because the parents want to partake? Are you serious? That family should get to work to pay for their own stuff. We don't need any more meth heads leeching off the government. That's why this country's falling apart. So you want to take food away from those kids? Once they're born, they're on their own. I only care about people before they're born and once they hit 18 and can serve. It seems to me that taking food away from children isn't in our best interest.
Seems to me that the real issue should be that a drug addict actually has a child. But anyway, what would your policy on illegal immigration be?
My policy would be no. We're all from somewhere else, so let's not forget about the Native Americans we slaughtered when we arrived here. The way I see it, we were all immigrants at some point.
Governor Red, a rebuttal?
No immigrants.
How do you suppose we enact such a stance, Governor?
We'll build a wall, a 200-foot wall. You can tunnel under a wall. 200-foot deep wall underneath a 200-foot tall wall. A subterranean nightmare. It'll be made out of iron and freedom and walls. A 400-foot wall made of other walls.
A wall made of other walls?
That's insane. The whole idea of fences and borders is insane to me. We all just need to have our own land, grow our own food, and help each other out. What happens when some immigrant comes to take your farm? Well, I'll invite them to live on the farm, and we can start a little community. And if they don't want to work on the farm, we can find some sort of other task for them to do to pay for their food. And we'll pool all of our resources together, and then we can trade with other communities for supplies we don't have.
You just described every city ever. We'll be right back to continue with this pointless bickering.
We're live.
Welcome back to the 2016 Stereotype presidential debate between Republican Governor Red and Democratic Senator Blue. I'm Miguel Brambila with LIW News. Governor, sir, would you please tell America, what are your viewpoints on taxes?
No more taxes. I hate paying them and I won't force anyone else to.
How are you going to pay for everything then?
Make Wall Street or China or we'll nuke them.
Not sure that's how it works. Senator Blue, a rebuttal?
Oh yeah, well we have to pay for schools, obviously, Social Security, college tuition, health care, personalized psychiatrists for every American, pollution removal technology, mandatory organic farms, obviously, and a panel to oversee the redistribution of the wealth from the 1% to the rest of us. So if we all just kind of agree to pay 90% of our wages into taxes, we'll be all set. It's fairly simple.
Only 90? What if I want to pay more?
Well, it's a free country. We all have free speech, First Amendment, right?
I can't even begin to tell you how much the First Amendment has absolutely nothing to do with taxes. At all. But we should carry on with the debate. Senator Blue, would you please tell us how you and your administration would fix the failing educational system?
That's simple. I would take all of the money we waste on wars and put them into our schools. Those kids need our support, and I will not leave a single non-adult behind, all right? And the teachers too, they're heroes. The only heroes are Jesus, our troops, Walker, he's a Texas Ranger, Dale Earnhardt, Toby Keith, those Duck Dynasty fellas. And our educational system's fine because we only have to be able to count to one because that's what America is.
With that attitude, how could we not be? There's been a growing distrust amongst American citizens and their local police departments. What are your feelings on this issue, Governor Rhett?
All police are heroes.
But you just gave a detailed list of who the only heroes are, and they are not on it. If they are all heroes, then why is there a Black Lives Matter movement?
Look, I'm not going to stand here and deny that sometimes the police beat black people. It happens. Not a lot we can do about it, all right? Should it continue? Probably not. Is it wrong? Well, I suppose so, yeah. Of course it's wrong. Police should be monitored 24/7 with video surveillance equipment, audio equipment, GPS tracking, maybe a chip in their brain to monitor their thoughts. They should also have to undergo sensitivity training to learn how to relate better to people of color.
There's a world of difference between relating well to people of color and stomping them into the pavement.
More training toward minorities. More respect toward authority.
Dr. King would be so proud of you guys. Let's do a what if. What if you were president and we were attacked by a powerful foreign country? What would you do then? Last question. Who do you think is the greatest threat to America today? Well, great. Thank you for a truly insightful debate. I'm sure America has a very clear view of who they're going to vote for now. From LIW News, I'm Miguel Brambila.